Today's stage 9, 181 kilometers, really going to be a tough stage. I don't know if I want to, even think about what's going to happen. When I went to bed last night, I thought, geez, I've got to get up tomorrow morning. I've got to get on those indoor trainers and warm up for the stage. It starts on a Cat 2 climb. Are these oaks mad? I didn't want to get out of bed this morning. What do you reckon? This is such a tough stage.
Yes, Tony, this is one massive stage. I think this stage is very important for those guys that are looking to really underline their form, to lay down the foundations for their general classification assault. We've got 7 climbs that are categorized, all right? They're starting on a category 2 climb. The category 2 climb is 7.2% average gradient, all right? For those of you that ride bicycles and you've ridden on a 7.2% climb, you know it's not an easy climb to ride. This is the first of 7 for the day, all right? We're then looking at a Cat 3 to follow, average 6.1%, another Cat 3 to follow with a 6% average, and then we start getting to the big boys. We have one out of category climb after that is averaging 9%. The next one is another out of category climb at 9.9% average. Between the second last out of category climb and the last out of category climb, we've got a little bump called a category 4. That's probably just to warm the guys' legs up or to really let them know they are in trouble. Alright, after that, a final out of category climb that has an average of 10.3%. If your team has gone too hard the day before BMC, alright, and your strongest riders that you need to support your leader have spent too much pennies, they're going to pay for it. Watch the stage. This is a day where if you have spent pennies the day before, you're going to know about it. So that is what we're looking at. It's a really tough stage. GC contenders, how do you feel about it?
Today is going to be a difficult stage for the GC boys. There was work done yesterday by some of the teams. The GC final showing today is going to be very different to what it was last night. We're going to see the real contenders coming out to play in these climbs. This is not easy. It's going to be difficult, and I can actually expect to see a couple of big losers on the stage today.
Yeah, so big losers on the stage today. We're going to see a breakaway. I'm pretty sure we'll see another breakaway today. Steve Cummings was a little bit active. Whether or not he makes a breakaway tomorrow, we'll have to see. Guaranteed, there's going to be riders that are warming up on that start to make the breakaway, to make the racing as hard as they can to try and see if they could do another day where the breakaway succeeds.
There's going to be guys warming up this morning, not just to get into a breakaway. There's going to be guys warming up this morning just to be able to stay in the gruppetto to get to the finish and not be eliminated with a cutoff time. We saw yesterday's stage. At one point in the stage, there were actually Twitter messages coming through that Demar was still 15 minutes away. That would have put him 2 minutes outside the 45-minute cutoff. The cutoffs vary on the severity of the stages, the distance, and the winning time. So we don't know what the cutoff time will be for the stage today yet. But there are going to be a lot of guys riding gruppetto hoping to not be eliminated. The bigger the gruppetto, the more difficult it's going to be to take guys out of the race and send them packing.
Okay, so on to our little selection of how we think today is going to pan out. Who's your favorite for the stage? And what do you think the top 3 is going to look like by the end of today?
Okay, so I'm going to answer this in a little bit of reverse. Favorites for the stage, I think Dan Martin is riding really well. That's also a team who's not only focusing on GC. So they've put a lot of focus on Kittel in the green jersey. People don't have to help Kittel. Kittel has to help himself get to the finish. It's not a sprinter stage. Kittel must get there, climb into the autobus, be the conductor, get them to the finish. So the rest of the team that are capable can actually pile in to help Dan Martin fancy his chances. I can never ever discount Froome. And I also like Aru. Aru has shown that on the real steep climbs, he can do a good job. Would be silly to count out the small Colombian, Katana. My choice is going to be Aru for the stage.
Okay, Aru for the stage. GC?
I think it's going to be very close. If Aru does get it, he'll pip him in the last couple of meters. Froome won't be worried if Aru does take the jersey. Let the Astana guys get on the front for the next couple of days. It's flat stages, but let them do that work. Let Froome boys sit back and relax a little bit. we could see a change today.
Okay, so my stage favorite for today, I'm going to stick with my breakaway guys. I'm going to go with Steve Cummings. Also, don't discount Chavanel and Vukler, breakaway specialists. They love getting up the road. They'll do it 2-3 times in a row every day if they can. So definitely them on my list. But I'll go for Steve for today. Then GC wise, I think Froome is pretty much embedded in that first position. However, second, third and fourth is where we most likely going to see any sort of changes. I don't think Port should be too worried about the fact that he doesn't have a team to support him, but that he's going to play a role. Psychologically, we all know that. If I've been in a race situation and I've had teammates with me, psychologically that does lift you. It does get you strong. It does make you feel better. If Port attacks and Geraint Thomas closes him down, Froome feels good about it. Froome feels strong. Froome feels, I've got these guys have got my back. They're backing me up. We're going to smash this. Port has nobody. So it's going to be difficult for him, psychologically more so than physically, because he's got the form, but psychologically he's going to be fighting himself the whole time. There's going to be nobody there to just give him a little bit of motivation. Aru, he's young. He loves to attack. He's aggressive. All that guy wants to do is just go up a climb as fast as he can and just rip everybody's legs off. So I agree with you. Aru is definitely the big dark horse for the tour. I think he's going to be maybe the greatest threat to Froome. And I'll say GC structure top 3 will be Froome, Aru, and then Port.
I like that. We're sort of on the same page for what's going to happen today. You know, even if by some pure magic the BMC guys can sort themselves out and they are ready for the stage today. At the dinner table, it would have been rather dismal last night. When Port went to sleep, it would have been rather dismal. He would have been thinking, gee, you know what, I had nobody there. I was isolated. What happens if they do that again? And, you know, these guys just can't hang in there. They are pro bike riders. Roach isn't a slouch on a bicycle. Van Avermaet isn't a slouch on a bicycle. Tomorrow they'll have to really turn themselves absolutely inside out to be of assistance to Port. But that again is going to count further down the line. So I think we're spot on. Froome seems to be entrenched in that yellow jersey. I just do like Aru because he's the Italian champion, he's aggressive, and the steeper the better for him.
Well, there you have it. That was our stage 9 preview. Look forward to seeing what happens on today's stage. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome to watch. Stay glued to that screen. There's a lot of climbing coming up. There's going to be a lot of action. Thanks for watching.
From H&T, see you next time.